up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know I suck. I've been absent for a little while, but we're jumping back on the videos today. We've just been extremely busy in the shop per usual, plugging away on different trucks. We are finishing up Mr. Shearer's truck from Florida here. But I've got a whole separate video I've been putting together for that, but it's taking a little bit longer, so I wanted to finally touch on making a video on the white truck here. We finally have it running and going down the road and all that good jazz. Been kind of putting it off. We had a ton of kinks to work through on this truck. It's kind of been frustrating, so not a lot of time, not a lot of patience to be recording and doing video stuff. We'll touch on a lot of that today. That's really, this whole video is just going to be the white truck and everything. But before we jump into it and get started, I have a couple things that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Number one being, a while back, Engine Builder Magazine did an article on my black 6-liter, my compound turbo truck. That was for Diesel of the Week. That's been probably a couple months back now. And I guess at the end of the year, towards the end of the year, they go back and they pick the top 10 most popular diesels of the week, and they get put in for Diesel of the Year contest through Engine Builder Magazine. We did get picked for that, and I think it's pretty insane. If you go on there and look, we are up against Scheid for 2 different trucks, Wagler Motorsports for 2 different trucks, Dirty Hooker Diesel with Duramax that goes to UCC and everything. And then you just have me, just an old boy in a shop over here building trucks. And I think it's pretty crazy. I am very, very humbled by that. I think it's awesome. I can't really put into words how appreciative I am for just even being selected to be amongst those companies and stuff. But if you guys would be so kind as to go, and I will put the link down in the bio of the video, or the video description. If you would be so kind as to go down there, click that. If you feel like voting for us, great. I would be more than appreciative of that. I would love to win something like that, especially with having no serious backing or anything like that, like all those other companies do. So I mean, that'd be pretty insane. So if you guys would feel so kind as to go do that, I would be so appreciative of you guys. All this isn't possible without all y'all, so I mean, thank you guys so much. So like I said, it'll be down in the bio. Just go down there, click it, check it out, and then I will keep you updated as I go. I believe they pick a winner on October 25th, or voting ends on October 25th, and then they announce the winner at PRI, which is Performance Racing Industries show in Indianapolis. But thank you guys so much. I'm gonna move on to my next point here. We have been kind of casually discussing doing merchandise, maybe starting a store. I've always said that when we got to 10,000 subscribers that I would look into that pretty seriously, and we're kind of creeping up on that number. And me and my wife have been discussing it. I'm gonna show y'all kind of what we'd be thinking. We're obviously want to offer hoodies and shirts and everything like that, maybe some hats with our logo on it. And obviously I want to source the best quality stuff. I don't want to sell anything that I wouldn't wear personally. And I have a very particular preference on brand of shirt and everything like that, I guess because I'm kind of a little bit chunky, so I like my shirts and everything to fit kind of loosely. You know, I like a thicker material. But anyway, we're going to look into that, kind of show y'all what we would be thinking here. We have the logo. I've had a bunch of people reach out about the stuff before, and I just don't offer it at the moment. But we have our logo, which for those of you guys that do not know, this is our logo, which is the pinup girl on the 6-liter Powerstroke injector. And we will offer that. It'll be our main thing, obviously, because it's the channel logo and all that good jazz. But I definitely want to get that put like on a hat. We've already had hoodies and shirts made prior when we had the business, and they turned out great. We just got to figure out the website deal of it. Then we also have the Dome Gnome, which this is our buddy Adam that we made a gnome sticker out of. I definitely want to also sell those. The I Love Huey stickers are separate. Maybe we'll do like a little package thing or something like that on those. And then obviously we'll come up. I got some cool designs kind of, put back in my head here that I've been thinking of. We just gotta get all ironed out. Also had somebody a while back reach out about our big banner up there. We may sell those. They are extremely expensive. It's majority of the reason everything is going to be kind of more on the pricey side is because our logo is so detailed and has so many colors in it. It's pretty expensive to have shirts and stuff made. So we'll see what we can work out on that and everything. But while we're on that subject, I just want, if you guys could also go down and comment on the video, see what y'all would be interested in seeing on the website store, what y'all would like, something along those lines. Anything you could think of, I would really appreciate, kind of some clues or anything like that if you want to go down and comment about it. But we are going to start working on that. We're going to figure it out and get some stuff sold. Like I said, shirts, hats, hoodies, stickers, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I got to talk to you guys about this morning. I'm sorry I'm babbling and everything, but that's like majority of my videos is just me talking to y'all. But I'm gonna turn you around and we're gonna start talking about the white truck here. A lot of the stuff I'm gonna talk on it is kind of like the kinks and stuff we work through, so don't think that I'm just complaining about everything. I'm just kind of want to help y'all on any kind of cool things that or not cool things, they all sucked, but anything that we ran into that I could help y'all out with on building 7.3 trucks like this. So I'm gonna flip you around. I may see if it'll fire up for you guys this morning. This thing does not have glow plugs in it, and it is extremely low compression. It's been firing up great so far, but as you can tell, I'm wearing a hoodie this morning, and that is because it's like been 40-ish degrees or so over the past week. So let's see if it'll fire up, and then we're gonna discuss everything on it. I'll go in here with my key and we'll talk on our seats and everything too as well. We went ahead and put the corbos in here. Go ahead and turn our key on. Get our fuel pump and everything running. I have no idea if this thing's actually going to fire up or not. It has been firing up great. It's my little towel I use. I put it over the stack because this thing blows a ton of soot everywhere. So there you go, guys. Fires right up. Like I said, it's probably in the higher 50s in here, but it has been sitting for probably 5 days or so. So 5 days, no glow plugs, extremely low compression 7.3, and y'all saw how fast that thing fired up. I'm extremely impressed by that. Don't really know why it starts like that. I mean, I think it starts better than it do with glow plugs. Don't know, but it starts great. I'm happy with it. I think most of it kind of contributes to probably our excess power battery here. I'm extremely impressed by this thing. This thing turns this thing over like it's no joke. And then also I forget what brand the starter is that we put on it, but it's a really, really big unit that CNC Fabrication sells. It spins it over like no joke. I think it just builds enough heat that it'll fire up. So very, very pleased with how that all turned out and everything. Think it sounds wicked, very choppy with the Gen 3. We are kind of fighting a couple different issues with the Gen 3. Very typical stuff. tuning wise that we got to kind of get dialed in. Brian Jellick is tuning the truck and everything, and we sent data logs and everything, so we're just kind of, really just comes down to a fine tuning type deal. But we're throwing a P1211 ICP above below desired code coming out of a full pull. So we'll iron that out. That's one of the issues we're fighting. Another thing is, I don't know if it's a trans issue or what it is, but trying to get the charger to come up and actually light is kind of a pain. And for some reason, when you're spooling it up at a stop, like you're going to race and launch, for some reason out of nowhere, the converter will just lock and lunge you forward while you're still on the brake. I'm not sure what the deal is with that just yet. Starts flashing tow haul light, and the only code we get is a vehicle speed sensor code. So I don't know if it's something with the PSOM on this thing, which is the speedometer that's built into the cluster on these trucks. There's kind of vague information on it. I'm thinking that's kind of what our problem is going to be. So we'll get that ironed out and everything. But yes, I love the way it sounds. I love the way, how fast it starts and everything. Just kind of show y'all around here how it all turned out. Extremely beautiful, absolutely beautiful turbo kit from Michael Luisio Riken built. We did have some issues with that. I think the majority of it was my fault. We are running a pretty large charger on this thing, and it, I guess, was supposed to be a T6 charger, and we're running it as a T4 setup. And Force Induction is one of their new GTR true dual ball bearing units, and the center section is very, very wide. So as you can tell, this turbo is quite a bit farther over than traditionally normal one would be on a T4 kit. So we had a whole mess of different things we had to modify to make that work. The whole turbo kit had to be changed around. We had to modify that. I had to basically whack the bottom off the compressor cover down there and weld in a flat piece of plate because it's up against the plenum, and then we still had to space up the whole pedestal probably about an inch or so just to get everything to clear. I could have easily bought another turbo, but I had already spent the coin, pretty close to $3,000 on this unit, so I didn't want to just be out the turbo. But it's besides the point. It works. We made it work. We're here now in the truck run, so I'm happy with it. Everything turned out very beautiful. The welds are 10 out of 10. And then we had our buddy weld the hood stack up and everything. That turned out also absolutely phenomenal. Very, very happy with how that turned out. You can see just how pretty the welds and everything are on it. Just all of it just turned out very nice. That is a 5-inch pipe that comes off the charger there. And then they did all the hood work. So if you've seen it before, right here, we had the old hood stack that came out, the Grand Rock unit. We went ahead and had the hood fixed and everything. But because of our loop here, we had to basically move the hood stack back quite a bit and remake everything on it. But it came out perfect, as you can see here. It's a very, very tight fit there, just like so. And it comes up as far as we can possibly get it without the turbo hitting. You can see all the soot. I absolutely hate that. All right, sorry, I had to fire the compressor up and blow all that off. I can't stand that. But like I said, they did the hole and everything. And our body man, Randy, which is a separate Randy than our machine shop Randy, fixed our old hole, and cleaned everything up and painted the entire hood. Came out phenomenal. Very, very happy with that. But yeah, so all that's patched up. He wanted to fix all that, but I mean, I think I'm going to order probably one of the OBS Solutions under hood mats and just trim out for the hood stack. I think it's made us some pretty heat resistant stuff. So look into that. There's a couple things that I just haven't ironed out, like that and stuff like that. I did have to put this strip back on, our felt strip back here. Not sure if the hood stack's going to melt it just yet, but when I'm washing the truck, I'm getting water all over the engine. So put that back on, and then we'll figure out what to do if the hood stack wants to act like it's going to melt it. But really, there's not really a whole lot of stuff that we ran into. A lot of it's just really piddly stuff. For those that don't know, I did make my own fuel system on this thing, and I'm using some extremely low profile, real fancy fittings from Sweden for the all 4 of the return ports, feed ports, and on those I had used liquid thread tape. I'm just letting you guys know right now, throw that stuff in the trash. It is not worth anything. It's just going to cause you headaches. So I ended up having to tear the entire truck back down once we got it running, because I was leaking fuel out of all 4 fittings. Because I guess that thread tape is just not, that liquid stuff isn't really meant for diesel fuel, maybe. I don't really know. I ended up having to go to Napa and get some of that nice yellow stuff. But let me tell you guys, it is a pain to get those fittings out with the turbo kit in. One of the fittings, both of the fittings on the front for the feed are both behind both of our accessory brackets here. So all that had to come back off. It's all milled out behind there to fit the fitting. And on the back, it was even more of a pain in the butt. I actually ended up having to cut an Allen bit because they're swivel fittings. So the banjo part actually is an Allen bit that screws in, and then there's a coupler that goes over it with O-rings with a snap ring. And ended up having to cut an Allen bit and basically tape it up to where it won't fall out and use that. And then next time the snap-on man came, I just went ahead and picked up one of these and bought one of the little Allen bits that they sell. I might have to trim that. It's pretty tight. But that's how that we had to go about that. Definitely was not fun. Definitely a pain in my butt. We fought a little bit of air intrusion on the Hydro Boost. We had to work through that. This is one of the OBS Solutions units. We went ahead and upgraded completely to an 05 up master cylinder and everything. I made all new brake lines for it out of copper, and I polished them and everything. I don't know if I touched on that on a different video or not. Got nice little billet clamps on them. Come out really, really nice. I'm very happy with that. But other than that, the only thing I fought on that was a little bit of air intrusion. I think it was just hard for it to bleed it out because we're not running a power steering cooler on this thing. So I think it was just kind of aerating the fluid. So it took a little while to get all the air worked out of that. Like I said, on the turbo kit, we had to modify a ton of that stuff. It was just a lot of kinks, guys. A lot of kinks we had to work through, which is typical when you build something like this. Other than that, really, guys, everything else kind of went together pretty smooth. I did fight an issue when we first fired it up. It was just constantly dying on me. We'd get it to hit, and as soon as it wanted to come back down to idle, it would die. Couldn't figure that one out for a couple days. What it ended up being was we were rushing. We were out here extremely late till about 1 o'clock in the morning when we were going to fire this thing up for the first time. And I still had not put my wiring harness all together on it. And for those that don't know, I built my own wiring harness for it, modified a brand new harness from Ford, and gutted everything out of it. And the one thing that I had not done when we put it on the truck to fire everything up was wiring my IPR pigtail. And like an idiot, I was in a rush. I was tired, and I ended up, and I have just basically non-insulated butt connectors that I use to make everything nice and sleek, and then I'm supposed to heat shrink it. Well, being an idiot, I did not heat shrink those connectors, and I basically was too worried about making the loom look pretty, and I heat shrink 2 bare butt connectors together, and it was basically just grounding the IPR out, and it couldn't run, it couldn't idle. So basically what was happening was, at holding the throttle down, the Gen 3 was making so much pressure, it was overriding the IPR and letting the truck run with throttle applied, but at idle it could not handle it, and it would just die. So that's one issue. We got that fixed out. It took me like 2 or 3 days to realize what I had done. We ironed through that. A lot of other things, a lot of stuff I used, like the liquid thread tape on, I had to go back and redo, like the turbo feed fitting there. I had to redo that because it was leaking. Really, other than that, is really the majority of everything we ran into. As you can see, everything turned out very beautiful. I'm very, very happy with it. Hopefully Engine Builder Magazine will reach out to do an article on this truck as well. I know they had talked about it. Got my nitrous all plumbed up here. We have max jet, the biggest jets in it right now. But surprisingly enough, when the turbo does come alive, it is cleaning up the fuel, which I'm very, very happy about. So we'll have to play with nitrous. I'll probably pull those jets out, jet them very small when we go to the track, and just slowly start working my way up until we're basically out of smoke and we have a nice, good flame. So I'll play with that. I was expecting it to be extremely smoky, even with the turbo lit. Want to go ahead and touch on the whole setup real quick for those that do not know. So basically what we're running is a set of unlimited diesel 450/400s, my own made fuel system, an AirDog 165 5G that I had to make work to adapt it over to an OBS. The harness and everything wasn't very hard. It is all tucked up nice and neat right here, ran with all the harness and everything. And that's for our fuel system. And then as far as air goes, we're running a Forced Inductions GTR true dual ball bearing 480 96 110 T4 housing. Like I said, I had to do a lot of modifications on that. And as of right this second, the transmission is just a rebuilt unit, because when I first bought this truck, very shortly after we got it on the road, the transmission ate itself alive, and had it rebuilt. I'd never had any plans on going this crazy with this truck, so I just had it built up to like 500 horsepower for rating wise. And then when we had the engine out, went ahead and threw a billet triple disc PI converter in it and a billet input shaft. But other than that, everything else is basically pretty much stock in it. And it's held 3 pulls as of right this second, no nitrous yet. And it's living okay. That could be our issue with it. Maybe the converter's having issues. I don't know just yet. But as far, big point I'm getting to on that is the torque converter is still a stock stall, and it is a pain to drive this thing on the street. It basically takes all 4 limbs to drive it. One basically constantly resting on the brake pedal to keep the converter from locking, one for the gas pedal, one steering, and then one playing with the overdrive button to keep it in 3rd gear. And that's about the only way that you can get the charger to come online. It is extremely smoky. You can really only street drive it on Jelly Built's daily file, and anything above that is just a smoke show. Very, very hard to drive on the street. But it should be great when we go racing. I just got to get it ironed out what's going on when we try to launch it. But that's the majority of the setup, guys. Nothing else is really, other than we're not running an intercooler. Just basically the nitrous to keep everything nice and cool. I've had a lot of people ask that in the forums and stuff like that, like, why no intercooler, why no intercooler? I don't tow with this truck. This is a race truck, and if I want to go put it around town and have fun, that's really all it's for. It'll maybe see 2,000 or 3,000 miles a year if we're lucky, and that's even kind of a might. So don't really see the need for an intercooler. I think it was really more or less just more weight and more piping to deal with than I wanted to really mess with. So I'm very happy with the loop, and like I said, the nitrous will cool down our EGTs. With no spray and everything, doing a wide open throttle pull, the hottest I saw on the data log was just a fuzz over 2,000 degrees, which is perfectly fine for just a couple of seconds. And then we have coated pistons, the whole 9 yards. Everything is meant for this type of setup. So don't worry about that, guys. There's no need to fret about that. But I'm going to go ahead and probably move on to the interior on that. If y'all have any questions about anything under the hood here, just kind of comment down below, and I will be happy to tell you about it, or anything you have questions about. I've had a lot of people ask questions about that Gen 3, kind of getting familiar with that and everything, since, you know, there's really no good helpful information on it. So any questions on that, reach out to me, and I'll try and help you all out. But other than that, everything else as far as the truck goes worked out pretty well. I went back through and retorqued everything on our axle swap. One thing I did run into on that, though, I wanted to touch on was I've had a lot of people ask about keeping the truck low when you axle swap this thing, because traditionally when you axle swap it, it picks the truck up like 4 inches. The way I did not want that. I like my trucks low. So we're running the lowest rating gas springs for a '05 up F250. And between that and a couple other odds and ends to keep it low, I ran into an issue where this tire right here was kicked out super far, and that one over there was sucked in. And normally when you pick this up, jack them up and do axle swaps, you have to run a adjustable track bar. Well, in our case, that wasn't going to work because we were running a stock track bar. And normally what would happen, like if you were too high, that tire would be kicked out and you'd have to adjust it back down with the track bar. And in our case, it was the other way around. This tire was kicked out. So I spent like, I want to say it probably took me 2 or 3 weeks to find a lowered, shortened, adjustable track bar that wasn't meant for a lift kit. PMF makes it. Very big pain in the butt to find. It's not on PMF's website. I had to find it through a third-party company. Very big pain. It was like $500, but it worked. It got us back where we needed to be. But if you guys are wanting to keep your OBS low when you axle swap it, that's something you're going to have to kind of look into. Just reach out to me. I'll be happy to give you the part number for that bar. Other than that, the axle swap kit all came together very, very nice. I'm very happy with it. It drives really nice. The only complaint I have is where it's so low over here on this side. If you get it on a good bump or something like that, it will actually, back here, the axle housing will actually contact the track bar bracket there. That's just part of it being as low as it is. That's why a lot of people will tell you to cut the cross member out and make a different bracket and everything when you want to keep it this low. But I'm just going to deal with it. I can deal with it bumping and making noise and everything. Like I said, the truck's not driven very much, so it's not that big a deal. Just makes for kind of a rough ride. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. You have to run a different axle conversion U-joint for the drive shaft. But other than that, guys, I think that's really all that we had fight us on the axle swap kit. Pretty happy with it. Drives great, steers great. We did end up running a Bronco tank in the rear. All that worked out very, very well. Our sending unit works and everything. Got that all ironed out. I'm happy with that. We actually have fuel in it. It's full right now and full of race fuel. We were running Hot Shots R85. They're adrenaline racing fuel additive. I like that stuff a lot. That could really contribute to probably why the truck starts so nice. Yeah, so I think that's really about it. Our nitrous is all done and everything. We have to go get the bottles refilled. We were going to have them filled by another gentleman, but ended up just not working out. They didn't use a pump, so that bottle was supposed to be full, and as you can tell, it's not anymore. It all leaked out, or it was just air. Not really sure there. So I'm going to take him up to Performance Products in Knoxville and just go ahead and have them fill the bottles the right way, and then we'll be good to go as far as that goes. I think I'm probably going to move on to the interior and show you guys the seats and everything like that. Like I said, if you have any questions as far as regarding the engine bay, just reach out to me and let me know there. I think it all turned out very, very nice. I'm very happy with it. I think it's beautiful. Definitely a work of art here. This is my hot rod stuff, guys. So, but yeah, let's move on to the interior. Before I jump on the interior, I did want to touch on our map sensor situation and everything. As you can tell, it's no longer on the firewall. I had a couple of questions about that. I moved mine. I went ahead and cut my harness here and extended not extended, but shortened it and moved it over to the fender here. And then I just basically just used the bracket that comes with the boost fooler from Riff Raff. I just took it and bent it straight and then bolted it up to the firewall right under it, and you can see where I got my hose going up to it. And then I ran the actual line up with our alternator wire and everything, and it goes into our plenum right there with an AN fitting. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick. I saw it before I wanted to move inside here. That's how I made that work. Worked out pretty well, kind of a pain, but looks a lot nicer than, obviously there was nowhere for us to put it in the first place because the heat box is gone. That's where that's supposed to bolt up to. So I think that came out pretty well. Really no way to hide these wires or anything. So I just kind of made them look nice and neat to run all up over to the engine and everything instead of it just looming over the valve cover there. Kind of the same situation here. I tucked everything to keep it nice and neat as possible. I think it all just turned out absolutely beautiful. I'm extremely happy with how it turned out. Yeah, love it, guys. So moving the interior, like I said, any questions, reach out to me. We'll talk about it. And let's move to the interior. All right, so this really the only thing I want to talk about in here is my Corbeaus. We went ahead and bought brackets to move these on into the cab. I do still have the stock OBS seats that are in extremely good shape. I don't want to just junk them because I plan on keeping this truck for the rest of my life. So you never know, maybe we'll go back to like a street setup or something and get rid of these. But this is how these all look inside the cab here. These came out of my black 6-liter truck. I love these things. They're extremely comfortable. They are the nice black suede with the 5-point harnesses and everything. Did already have to go ahead and order another cam lock for these things. I got stuck in it at the gas station the other day. It would not unlock, and was not a good time trying to get out of this thing at the gas station. So called Corbeau. They ordered me another, or they sent me out another cam lock. I don't really know what the deal is with this thing. It will not unlock. I've had it apart 3 or 4 times trying to figure it out, and it just I don't know, it don't want to work. So other than that, everything else I left it alone. Traditional inside here. Got our CTS3 and our Hydra right here. I do definitely probably want to order the OBS Solutions has a pretty cool like bracket that goes right here for the Hydra. I think I'm going to look into that now that we have like the majority of like the serious things that I had to buy for this truck. I want to start buying some of the cool stuff that they've come out with recently, like their door sill plates. You can tell where this truck had the steps right here. We still have these holes, so I want to get their nice steel plates and put them right here. Just little piddly stuff that I just want to kind of make the truck even that much more nicer. But like I said, CTS3's there. This is what I use for all my data logging and everything like that. I just want to say that these things suck. Sorry to just be blunt like that, but you can literally update that SOB and come back out here, plug it back in, take it right back to the house, plug it back in, and there'll be like 16 updates files for it. And the thing still doesn't work any better than when it was new. It'll freeze up. Buttons won't work. It'll turn on by itself. They dropped the ball on making that thing. But as far as that goes, when it does work, it's really the only thing that works decent for data logging that I've found on the truck. So we do full data logs on it. So we'll press record. When we do a pull, I'll pull it out, I'll plug it up the computer, and I can send that to Brian and everything, and he can see what's going on. So wish they'd just make that work the way it was, marketed to work. But here's our nitrous button. I'm not running a maximizer or anything. We are just letting it all hang out, not being scared. And we have both solenoids on a button. And that's how I'm going to basically work the nitrous. I like the control I have with a button and not having to deal with it. If it comes down to where it's really a pain to mess with that button at the track, I will probably put my maximizer 5 or 4 or whatever I've got in it and wire it all up. But that's really all that comes down the interior, guys. I left the stock seat in the back still just for looks. And that's about it, guys. I don't think there's really anything else for me to kind of touch on this thing. Very happy with it. I think it come out perfect. I'm over the moon with it. All right, guys, I think it's probably where I'm going to wrap it up. I just wanted to make a cool, quick video touching on the truck now that we're done with it. And I haven't made a video in a while. So just wanted to jump on here and make you a good video to watch this weekend. I wanted to keep you updated on this thing. This is our primary truck on the channel. And look forward to us. Hopefully, I think we've pretty much missed all the serious events this year. I missed the F100 show. We were fighting too many issues with the truck to get it up there, and the hood stack still wasn't made. So we did miss the F100 show, unfortunately. There's always next year. I don't think there's anything coming up the rest of the year. I think we're pretty much done. So we're going to try and hit it hard next year. I want to start going to all the events and everything and get racing, get some time under my belt with this truck. And for those that do not know, I've talked about it previously. The biggest goal with this truck is I want to break the horsepower record for fuel on a 7.3, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to do it. There's a lot of controversy on what the highest number is, but as far as I know, 1,000 horsepower has not been done fuel only 7.3 platform truck. And I want to break that. I want to be all over that number. And I think with the type of work we've done with the heads, or Randy has done with the heads, and a combination of a bunch of other little things that we don't talk about, I think we're going to be close to it. I'm hoping to God we're going to be close to it. And then we've got plenty of nitrous to make an insane number on spray. So that's my biggest goal with the truck, is I want to make a monster fuel number and then make a monster nitrous number as well, and hopefully hold the title for the highest horsepower 7.3 on the planet. I know big hopes. We'll see if it happens or if it doesn't. If it doesn't, no big deal, but everybody's got to have a dream. That's the one I'm going for on this truck. So like I said, we'll hit it hard next year. It'll give us plenty of time over the winter to iron out any more little kinks and everything, get a little bit of time under our belt before we go hitting it hard. But I think that's it, guys. I think that's where I'm going to close it out. Like I said, look forward to Mr. Shearer's video coming out very soon. I am finishing it up this coming week. Very, very cool build. I'm excited to get this thing ironed out. Casey Stage 1, 155/30s. It'll be a super fun truck. I know he's going to be over the moon when he gets it back. So I've made a whole separate video series on that. That's what I've been working on primarily for the YouTube channel, was working on just his truck. So, but it's taking a little bit longer. We're waiting on some parts now. So I wanted to make a quick update video on the white truck there. But that's it, guys. I'm babbling at this point. So like I said, do me a favor, go down into the video description and look for the link to the Engine Builder magazine thing. And if you don't care, vote for us. I would be way more than appreciative if you guys could go and do that for me. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.